So guys, just leaving church, and I wanted to pass on what God dropped in my spirit from what was preached today, right? I was with my family, but I had to actually run out to the store because I have to check my blood pressure. But I want to tell you that she started talking about the pastor today was actually the woman that preached, his wife. And so she started talking about triggers, something that had triggered her during her week. And one of the things that she said stuck with me so vividly, because the title of her message was about finding your peace, right? And 2023 being a year of peace. And the thing that got me, guys, was that when she was talking about triggers, I began to think about the fact that when she was talking about, what triggers you. And are you actually triggered? Do you wake up triggered? Do you go to bed triggered? Does somebody trigger you with everything they say? Are you triggered that you so much that when people see you coming, or you get around people, that people actually think like, I need to brace myself because I know they're going to say something. I know they're going to do something to trigger me. And it just made me think, guys, like, are we walking around triggered by everything, and we get used to the thing, and we get used to people, and we say that's just the way they are? Well, that shouldn't be. A lot of times when people are triggered, there are underlying emotions that's bothering them. There are underlying traumas that have happened to them. There are underlying hurts and pains that causes somebody to be the way they are. And usually it's a sign that they need to work through those things in their life that's making them that type of person, right? So what was on my mind was simply what she was talking about, finding our peace. They think of those things that are pure and just, and I've preached this to you guys before, and that are of God and like God, have the mind of Christ, have the same mind of Christ, that your mind may be renewed daily, that you may be able to get through the things that you're going through, because God is our peace, right? And if you don't have the mind of Christ, and if you don't think of those things, then you constantly find yourself in a place where you're triggered all the time and you're bothered. And as she began to continue to talk, she just pounded in with just, I'm like, man, can I borrow that? Can I preach that? Because then you get to thinking about the fact that if you say, I don't have anything to think on that is good, that is, I've been through so many bad times. I've had a bad time. It's been a bad 2022. The year was rough. 2021 was rough. My last week was rough. 2023 came in rough. You know what I'm saying? And then what she said, like, listen, Philippians, any and everything, think on those things. So think about somebody else's blessing. Come on, somebody. Think about somebody else's blessing and think about how good God has been. It didn't say you had to specifically think on this thing. It said anything. And Philippians said anything. So that means that think on those things, anything that's going to bring you to a brighter place, that's going to bring you to a healing place, that's going to bring you to a place of peace. So if you got to go back and think about when I was in Paris and how that blessed me, when I was in Jamaica and how that blessed me, or simply think about the fact that God woke us up this morning. Come on, somebody. That's a thing that should bring you peace, because a lot of people didn't make it. Come on, somebody. A lot of people wish they could have woke up. So when I think about the goodness of God, that brings me peace. So in order for you to get past being triggered, in order for you to get past feeling like you can't find no joy, no peace, in order for people to stop saying, oh my God, here we go with this again, or for you to stop being reactive to everything, you got to find your peace. You got to find your peace. So in order to be a better person, in order to not be triggered by everything, in order for you not to be the trigger to other people, find your peace. And that means that whatever you got to do to find your peace, think on those things. those things that are just and pure and good, and have the mind of Christ, so that you can be a better person. When I tell you that I'm so glad that I got up this morning to go hear the word, because it has been a trying 2 weeks. And then the last week, I was ill the entire week, which is why I'm going to check my pressure, because it began there as well. But I'm telling you, thinking on those things that are good, because I've noticed that somebody who faith could just leap over mountains, that the devil had been trying to steal my peace forever and a day. And without peace, guys, you're able, it's like a waterfall. It goes from one thing to, it just keep on going. Once you let the devil get in your mind and steal your peace, and begin to feel self-pity, or begin to feel defeated, or begin to feel sad, or begin to feel depressed, it's hard to turn those emotions around. And once you start worrying about everything, it's hard to turn those emotions off. But you got to have the mind of Christ and start to turn that around. I'm not telling you what I don't know. I'm telling you what I've been through for myself. So guys, so that you can stop being triggered by life, and you can have the joy of the Lord. Because remember, he said 1,000 may fall at your left and 10 at your right, but it shall not come near thee. 10,000 at your right. So everything that's going on in the world, it won't come near you. And if you keep that mind of Christ, then you'll be okay. So find your peace. 2023. Like the pastor said, it was Pastor Danielle Murphy. Find your peace. 2023 is going to be a year of peace. So I give her credit for that motivation today. And I just wanted to pass on some of that to you guys. Have a blessed one. This is Dr. Michelle.